Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 2nd of April. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Woodside, AHS Minerals, Lylat, Alcidion Group and Eagle Health. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter. Make sure you share this video on social media, and if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love to get a review from you on Facebook or Google. And finally, just remember, of course, any advice here is general only. So this is a daily chart of Woodside. This is one that I've actually been buying for my clients over the last week. It's back at levels we haven't seen since 2004, and I like the way that it's jumped up here. So in terms of the daily chart, we've got sort of buy signals on the MACD, the RSI giving us a buy signal, and just the way it's been trading, I think it's its price behaviour is pretty positive. It's been making these, after the dip here, it's made another high, and even if we look at the weekly chart, it still looks pretty good here, where we've got this piercing pattern, and then the share price has kicked on so far this week. So I think these are good levels for Woodside. At worst, it just consolidates here in the short term before it gets going again. So AHS Minerals, now also bouncing well off the lows, like many stocks, but I've noticed it's showing a bit more resistance here. So if I'll just zoom in a bit, you can see that a bit of price action these last two days. And obviously, if we look at sort of this peak here and the open the open last Friday, we've got basically a resistance level that it's unable to get through. So at the end of the day, I think we'll probably see this one consolidate back towards 650, which I think is a decent level for it. And I think what we'll need to see is a higher low, and then that will be the better buying opportunity, not necessarily up here. Okay, LYL, Lycopodium. It's obviously underperforming the market, so where the market sort of bounced here in the last couple of weeks, this one's actually made a new low for the year yesterday before rallying off that. So look, it does look oversold like everything else, but I'd like to see this one at least make a higher low or a higher high before we get interested, because at the moment it looks as though the momentum for this one is still to the downside. ALC, I quite like the way this one has traded over the last few weeks. So basically we've had this, the pullback here in early March, sort of bounced off that 10-cent level before coming back to retest it, and it's rallied again. So we've got this double bottom, and what I like is that yesterday's price action finishing on the high and taking out this previous high. So what we've got is we've now got a higher high with the stock closing on its high and volume coming in. So all of that looks good. Yeah, I expect it to head higher from here. And I think we'll have resistance come in around this 18-cent mark. And finally, EHH. Nice gap up in February, but unfortunately it got sold into quite heavily, which is not a good sign. Look, it then tried to kick on, and now it's come back on lower volume, back towards where that gap is. So look, it's holding on to this gap. It really needs to rally from here. So I think if it continues to drift lower, I'd be quite concerned. If it doesn't kick on from here, then we may well be back under this sort of 10-cent level. Okay, well that's it for this week. If you have a request, send it through, and we'll try to look at it next week for you.